Can I just get your reaction to that, your election success?
It was humbling, honestly. I think when I saw the results, me and my vice president, we were like, okay, this is a thing, it's happening. And then I think when July 1st hit, when we officially took office, that's when it kind of sunk in.
You're kind of leading the student body through a really dynamic time of growth, but also not an easy time.
Yeah, that's something I definitely think about. This last year and a half has just been, heartbreaking, really traumatic, I think, for not just a lot of students at the university, not just a lot of people in Minnesota, but just across the United States. We are just starting to emerge from the pandemic, but looking towards really emphasizing the health and wellness of students and coming back to campus life where they just had a year of online school, right? And, they had all these things going on. Those are things that are definitely top of mind coming into this next year.
Talk to me about your inspiration from President Obama.
I was watching Meet the Press with my father, and it was Colin Powell that was on the screen. And he talked about how rising Islamophobia within the Republican Party being one of the factors that led him to want to endorse then candidate Obama at the time. And I think he specifically said that the correct answer is that Obama isn't Muslim, he's Christian. But the right answer is, so what? What does that mean for a little 7-year-old boy who wants to become president one day? And that was a question I asked my dad. I was like, can I become president one day? And he was like, yeah, if you work towards it, you certainly can. Did
you mean to make history as the first Somali American student body president of the University of Minnesota?
I didn't. That wasn't something that I was thinking about. I ran because of the students, and I think my identity was just one thing that helps inform, a lot of my decision making. I think what people don't know is that Minneapolis itself has the largest Somali population outside of the country of Somalia itself. So I think it really means something when you have representation in a lot of these student leadership positions and a lot of leadership positions in general at the university.
Why should the University of Minnesota student body trust you?
I'm someone who really cares about a lot of the students that are on campus. I see student government as a tool to really make change for students. And I recognize that, that change hasn't come through student government all too much. And I'm hoping to really turn the page this next year and make student government a place where students can really see themselves and really see a lot of the things that they can really get done this next year.
Abdulaziz tells me that he wants to address issues like food access on campus, so working on something like a food co-op for students that would be walkable. He also says navigating the very careful relationship between the student body and campus police would also end up being on his agenda.
Yeah, and it's a huge student population at the U, so this isn't just a decorative job. It's a big job to have, and it sounds like he's ready for it. And what I like, and you were sharing this a little bit with me, is that he doesn't seem like a politician just yet. He says things well, but he's
getting there.
He's getting there, but in the best sense, he wants to do it to help people.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? I asked him, he was so confident. This is what I loved about him. He said that he has 1 year because his term goes from July 1st to June 30th next year. And he says that he's totally confident that he can get all of this done. And he says that he also wants to use this time to set up the next people so that they can continue doing the work that they are doing.